What's up, YouTube Gen X? Alright, man, it's okay to agree or disagree. Um, I really pay no attention to the women that come on who want to talk about how out of the men making videos and the men who comment and the men that do both, you guys can't even agree, yada, yada, yada. You guys are trying to build, but look, you can't even agree. I don't really care about that. You know, it is what it is. Um, quite frankly, anybody that's ever tried to put something together or anybody who's ever been on a team knows that you're not always going to agree. So the fact that you're having an argument or disagreement doesn't mean that you can't work together and you can't put something together. Sorry, right? Um, to me, it's not a big deal. There are going to be times where we agree and there's going to be times where we disagree. But the main issue is, how do we think? How do we operate? If I know how a man operates or how a woman operates, I'm going to be okay with what they put up, whether I agree with it or I don't agree with it, because they may have saw something that I didn't see. We're all different. We're all individual humans. Yes, we're linked and we share a lot in common, but we're different. We operate differently. There's a million ways to get to one spot. So with that being said, you are going to agree and you may disagree. It is what it is. The whole idea of, dealing with somebody because you agree with them, to me it's almost uh, naive. Because if you talk to somebody long enough, you're going to realize that you agree and you disagree and they're equal. The same areas that you agree on, you may have an equal number in terms of where you disagree. But you're going to link up with that person and feel like you guys can work together, whether it's building something or even coming together in a relationship, because you understand how they think and you're okay with how they process information. But in terms of black men building or whatnot, it's going to vary based off of the project. Let's say we wanted to come together and put a casino up, right? Well, you may have it where most of the men agree, hey, yeah, we need to put up a casino here. This area allows for gaming and, we can have a casino. It is what it is. So we're going to come together and put it up, right? Um, but there may be times where we disagree. Somebody may say, hey, we need to come together and open up a mall. And I may say, based off of how I think and operate, I don't think that's going to be a good location, or I'm not sure if the economy can support this sort of mall. What type of stores do you want? You want higher end, lower end? I mean, are you going to attract the right kind of people? So I may run through how I think, and I'm like, this is not for me. But somebody else may run through it and say, hey, this is for me. And at that point, I'm out. But I know how they think, and I'm like, man, he's probably seeing something that I don't see. But I know how he thinks, and whatever he's going to do, or whatever that team puts together, is going to be of quality. So that when it's opened up, hey, you know what? I'm going to take my family there, and we're going to go shopping because I know that it's well thought out. Or let's say we're putting up a home, and we all agree that we want to build this sort of apartment complex, and we're going to have this sort of design, and yada, yada, yada. But then there's another project where I'm like, I don't agree with the design. I don't really like the location. But at the end of the day, I know who's building that apartment complex, and I may not like it. I may not like, the location, but I know it's going to be a sound structure. It's going to be sound, and they thought about it, and they're going to be able to find the right people because they obviously identified something that I didn't see. So for me, this is how I view this whole debate. This is how I view black men coming together and building. Maybe one day the women will come on board. It's not going to be a kumbaya and everybody agrees. People are going to disagree. It's okay. But as long as we know that we have a base level of understanding in terms of, we value family. We value education. We value hard work. We don't, do the whole We're not going to shame anybody. We don't do the sort of no one's going to be held accountable. We're good. We're okay. That's how I view it. We need diversity in thought. We need people that are going to be geared towards certain areas, and they have their own passions and their own likings and their own ways of doing stuff, because it adds to your power. It's like the X-Men. Just imagine if all the X-Men were like Wolverine. They're not going to go anywhere. Especially when Wolverine can't fly. You guys remember the cartoon where Storm or Jubilee had to pick him up, right? Because he couldn't fly. Him and Beast were just hanging there, being carried like babies. Y'all remember that. That's you. But you need people who have different skills, who think and operate differently. So you need diversity in skill. Going back to your guys that are blue collar, white collar. But then you need your diversity in thought. You need your diversity in terms of how people get stuff done. That's what we need. I'll even look at the Jewish community. Right? There came a point in time where there was a group of Jewish guys that sat down, and some said, hey, we need to continue to do banking. And others said, nah, man, we need to do Hollywood. We're going to move out to L.A. and run Hollywood. And they're like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? We have to do banking. But you had the group that said, you know what? I don't agree with you guys doing Hollywood and entertainment. I'm not really sure how that's going to blow up. But I know how you think. I know how you operate. I know that you're not going to produce anything that's not of good quality. So I may not see why you want to go off and run Hollywood, yada, yada, yada. But you know what? Go ahead and do it. And whatever you put up, I'm going to support. And lo and behold, who runs Hollywood? Who runs the banking system? Enough is said. So anyways, that's my vid. Y'all, everybody takes it easy. Everybody needs to settle down. God bless.